Hello, dear students. Today, let's start a new lesson, and this lesson is from second part of your syllabus. The sixth unit, the lesson is The Eyes Are Not Here. This has been written by Ruskin Bond. So, let's have a look on the introduction of the author. Ruskin Bond was born in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh on 19th May 1934 and grew up in Shimla, Jamnagar, Dehradun, and Mussoorie. As a young man, he spent 4 years in the Channel Island and London. He now lives in Mussoorie. So, Ruskin Bond, he was born in Kasauli Children, which is situated in Himachal Pradesh. And when he was born on 19th May 1934. And he was grew up in different places like Shimla, Jamnagar, Dehradun, and Mussoorie. And most of the time we see he includes Mussoorie in his writing, children. It's a hill station. As a young man, he spent 4 years in the Channel Island. So when he grew up, he spent most of his he spent his 4 years in Ireland and in London. At present, he lives in Mussoorie. Very inspirational writer, very inspiring writer, motivational writer. Many of the stories, poems he has written, even novels also. Most of Bond's writings show a very strong influence from the social life in the hill stations at the foothills of the Himalayas where he spent his childhood. As I told you, he always included the lifestyle of the hill station of the lifestyle of the people who live in hill stations and at the foothills of Himalayas, children. And many times we have seen in his writings he has included Mussoorie. His first novel, The Room on the Roof, was written when he was 17 and published when he was 21. Now let's have a look on the pre-reading activity of this lesson. Generally, we notice the physically challenged leading a normal life. Do the physically challenged accept their condition with resignation? Discuss in pairs. The physically challenged people, like the blind people, the person who is not having arm or the legs, the differently abled people, we can call them instead of calling physically challenged people, children. Do they lead a normal life or do they accept their condition, living all the luxurious desires and all? Do they accept their condition and start to live a sad life? No, not at all. Actually, the differently abled people are considered to be very innovative. You take an example of the scientist. The scientist, what his name was Stephen Hawking, children. He was the great scientist. He died last year, and he has written in his book, he has explained the working of the universe, how the universe is forming, how the space has been formed, means how the planets are working, everything. So physically challenged people are not less than the normal people, children. They too have talent, they too have skills. Only thing is they hesitate and some not hesitate. So physically, instead of calling them physically challenged, if we call them as differently abled, it is good. It suits to them. They think differently, they do the things differently. Okay. Now, introduction of the lesson. What is there in the lesson? The Eyes Are Not Here is a short story by Ruskin Bond that was originally published in Contemporary Indian English Stories. The narrator of the story, a blind man whose eyes were sensitive to light and darkness, was going to Dehradun by train when he met a girl and had chit chat with her. It was only after she had left and another passenger came into the compartment, that the narrator realizes the girl was blind. So the whole story revolves around the two-person. The two-person, when here the narrator of the story himself is a blind person, and he was sitting near to the window of the train, and he was traveling to Dehradun, it is said here. Actually, in your lesson, it is told up to Rohana. Okay. So the girl enters there in the same compartment. So they both start to introduce themselves. Then the conversation takes place. And what kind of conversation takes place, it is explained in your lesson. And how the narrator tries to impress the girl. Here, narrator was not knowing that even the girl is also blind. It is kept secret, children. In the last, uh, in the ending part of at the end of the lesson, it is told. The secret is revealed. The plot of the story. The plot of the story is a man is sitting in the compartment in a train when a woman, she enters the compartment. The woman doesn't notice the man is blind, and instead she asks a series of questions that allow him to infer certain facts about her. She also converses pleasantly with him. After she gets off the train at her stop, another male enters the compartment and mentions in passing that the young woman who just left the compartment was blind. This is the plot of the story. So these two people are conversing with each other. So this is the compartment, children. Now here starts the lesson. I had the compartment to myself. I means the narrator. Okay. The narrator is saying here he had the compartment to himself, means he was alone sitting in that compartment. He wanted to go to Rohana. And then a girl got in. So in the same compartment the girl enters. The couple who saw her off were probably her parents. They seemed very anxious about her comfort, and a woman gave the girl detailed instructions as to where to keep her things, when not to lean out of the window, and how to avoid speaking to strangers. They said their goodbyes. The train pulled out of the station. So the couple had come to leave the girl to the station. When the girl entered into the compartment, she sat near to the window, and through the window that couple was giving instruction to the girl where to keep the things. They were giving detailed instructions to them not to lean out of the window, and she must avoid speaking with the strangers. It was all heard by narrator, children, because narrator was alone sitting in that compartment. So he heard all the conversation. They said their goodbyes and the train started. The train started to leave the station. As I was totally blind at the time, my eyes sensitive only to light and darkness, I was unable to tell what the girl looked like. So narrator was fully blind. He was totally blind. His eyes were little sensitive to the light and even to darkness, children. They will come to know when the sun will be means when the light will be visible, and when the darkness falls. So it was unable for the narrator to look at girl, how she looks, how she appears, and it was unable for him to tell what kind of appearance she is having, how she looks. But I knew she wore slippers by the way they slapped against her heels. But only thing he came to know about girl was she is wearing slippers. Why? Because they were slapping against her heels. It would take me some time to discover something about her looks, and perhaps I never would. But I liked the sound of her voice and even the sound of her slippers. See how the narrator is telling here. It is not possible him to discover about her looks, how she looks, how she appear, but perhaps he likes the sound of her voice. If maybe while conversing with her parents he heard her voice, and even he likes the sound of her sleepers. Now the narrator, he did not stop himself. So he asks a question to the girl. Are you going all the way to Dehra? I asked. I asked means the narrator asked. He questioned the girl. I must have been sitting in a dark corner because my voice startled her. She gave a little exclamation and said, I didn't know anyone else was here. So suddenly when the question was asked by the author, by the narrator, the girl got surprised, she got wondered, and she exclaimed that she was not knowing someone else was there with her in the same compartment. Yes, it happens. The narrator says that he was sitting in the dark corner and she was unable to recognize him. She was unable to identify. Maybe because of that dark corner, he was not visible to her. So she got startled. She exclaimed that I was not knowing someone was there in the same compartment. She was feeling like she is alone sitting in the compartment. Well, it often happens that people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them. So narrator says here that it is quite natural. The people with good eyesight. Here we can see narrator is thinking that the girl is having good eyesight, but still she was unable to recognize, she was unable to identify the person sitting in front of her. They have too much to take in, and I suppose, he says, the people who are having good eyesight also they are unable to identify the people, means they are identify the they are unable to recognize the people sitting in front of them, he says. Whereas people who cannot see or see very little have to take in only the essentials, whatever registers most tellingly on their remaining senses. So here narrator is comparing the good eyesight and the poor eyesight. Means the poor, those who are having the poor eyesight are more better than have the people who are having good eyesight, he refers. I didn't see you either, I said, but I heard you come in. So for in return of exclamation which was given by the girl, the narrator says that even the narrator had not seen the girl, only he heard the girl was only he heard that somebody was entering into his compartment. I wondered if I would be able to prevent her from discovering that I was blind. I thought, providing I keep to my seat, it shouldn't be too difficult. So here narrator not want to reveal his blindness. He was wondering and he want to prevent it. He not want to pretend. He was pretending like he is not blind, and he not want the girl to discover that he is blind, children. So he was sitting in his own seat, on his own seat, and it was difficult for him, but still he was managing. He was managing to pretend that he is not blind, and he not wanted the girl to know that he is blind. The girl said, I am getting down at Saharanpur. My aunt is meeting me there. So where the girl was going, children, where she was traveling to Saharanpur, and whom she is going to meet, her aunt will receive her. Okay, when she gets off from the train on the station, her aunt will be there. Then I had better not to be too familiar, I said. Aunts are usually formidable creatures. So here narrator little bit he hesitates and he tells to the girl, I should not be too familiar with you. means with that girl. Why? Because the ants are very dangerous, he prefers. Formidable creatures means they get suspicious when the strange person starts talking with the girl. Where are you going? She asked. She did not give much attention on that statement, children. Then she proceeds. She asks a question to the narrator. Where are you going? She asked. Now, Dehra, yes, here it comes. Where he was traveling? To Dehra and then to Masuri. Is it correct, children? Yes, it was mentioned in the first introductory part also. So, where narrator is traveling to Dehra and then he will travel to Masuri. Oh, how lucky you are! I wish I were going to Masuri. I love the hills, especially in October. As I told you, Ruskin Bond always he mentions Masuri hill stations in his writings. So he has mentioned here. We can see. So for this, when the girl comes to know that the narrator is traveling to Masuri, she expresses her happiness and she says that she likes the hill stations very much and she is wishing to go there, and especially in which month she is wishing to go, in which month, children? She is wishing to go in October month. Yes, this is the best time, I said, calling on my memories. The hills are covered with white dahlias, the sun is delicious, and at night you can sit in front of a log fire and listen to some music. Many of the tourists have gone and the roads are quiet and almost deserted. Yes, October is the best time. Even the narrator thinks that October is the best time. Why? Because you can see the beautiful scenery there where the hills will be covered with white dahlias. This is the uh, name of the flower. Then the sun will be, so the sun rays will be very light, and at night you can enjoy sitting in front of log fire listening to the music. And the tourists usually prefer to go in the same month, children, and the roads will be, means many of the tourists have gone, means the tourists will not be visible in that month especially, and roads will be quite almost deserted, he says. Means it is the best time he prefers, as the girl was saying. She was silent, and I wondered if my words had touched her or whether she thought me a romantic fool. Then I made a mistake. What's it like? I asked. When narrator was mentioning that October month is the best time, the girl stood silent. She sat silent. So her silence made the narrator to get little reluctant. Means he was becoming uneasy. Why? Because he was thinking like his words are not convincing, not liked by the girl. He was thinking that way. He was in a wrong assumption actually. The girl was listening to the narrator very quietly, very attentively. But here, what he assumed? He assumed like the girl is not liking his statements. So he thought that the girl should not think him as a romantic fool. So he asks a question. Then I made a mistake. What's it like? He asked. He asks a question to the girl. Is it right or not what I said? She seemed to find nothing strange in the question. Had she noticed already that I could not see? But her next question removed my doubts. See, here narrator was trying his level best not to reveal his blindness in front of a girl. So he got doubt that whether the girl came to know about his blindness. Actually, here the girl was not at all knowing that the narrator is blind. So here the next question removes the doubt of the narrator. So what is the question asked by the girl? Why don't you look out of the window? She asked. As narrator was facing, he was sitting facing to the girl. So here girl came to know by his wife's children. So she asked him to look out of the window. why he is looking at her. Maybe for that reason she asked him, why can't you look out of the window? So this question removed the doubts of the narrator. The girl did not come to know that he is blind, children. That's all for today's session. What happens next? Whether the girl will come to know, whether will come to know about the blindness of the narrator or not, and what kind of conversation takes place further between both of them, we will see in the next session. I request you to read this lesson again, and if you get any doubt, you can ask me in Google Classroom. Write the meanings of the difficult words, children. Okay, meet you in the next session. Thank you.